You want to know if your ex misses you. I get it. You're maybe lying in bed at 2 a.m., analyzing every little thing they said, every text they sent, every Instagram story they posted, just, trying to decode whether they still think about you. But here's the problem. You're asking the wrong question. And that question really is keeping you trapped in this cycle of anxiety, obsession, and desperation that's only making things worse. It's only diminishing your odds of actually mending this relationship. The question isn't whether your ex misses you. The real question, the one that actually matters, is something completely different. And by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what it is. So look, I've worked with hundreds of people going for breakups in the last 5+ years since I started this business, and almost every single one of them is fixated on the same thing. Does my ex still miss me? Do they still have feelings? Are they thinking about me still? And I totally understand why. Because if they miss you, that means that there's hope, right? That means reconciliation is possible. That means all your suffering has a purpose. But here's what actually is happening when you obsess over whether your ex misses you. You're living in fantasy land. You're trying to be a mind reader. You're analyzing their every move like some deranged detective looking for signs that confirm what you desperately want to believe. And all of this, it's keeping you stuck. It's making you needy. And it's preventing you from actually asking the questions that would actually help you move forward, be that with your ex or even without them. Now, before we dig deeper into what you should be asking instead, I want to give you a free resource. It's a reattraction cheat sheet, as I call it. It's somewhat of an illustrated guide that essentially gives you the roadmap to getting back with an ex. It leads you from A to Z what you have to do, in my opinion, to get the best possible chance of mending your relationship. The resource is built on honesty, self-improvement, and proven psychology, so no tricks and games and BS like that. We don't do that here. If you want to get it, link is in the description. Just click it below this video and download the resource. Alright, so let's break down why asking, does my ex miss me, is just such a trap, and what you should be focusing on instead. First, let's talk about why this question is so damaging. So when you're constantly asking whether your ex misses you, you're essentially handing over all or the majority of your power to them. You're making your emotional state dependent on their feelings. You're giving them control over whether you feel good or bad on any given day. Did you maybe saw them post a sad song lyric? Oh my god, they must be thinking about me. Feeling hopeful now. Didn't respond to your text? You probably are thinking, oh no, they clearly moved on and forgotten all about me. And you're feeling devastated now. Like, see how exhausting this can be. You're on this annoying emotional roller coaster and your ex is the one controlling the ride, except they're not even aware that they're doing it. They're just living their life while you're over here playing detective with their social media, let's say. But here's the thing. Even if your ex does miss you, it doesn't actually mean anything useful. People can miss someone and still not want to be with them. Your ex can think about you fondly, remember the good times, even feel a pang of sadness occasionally, and still be completely sure that breaking up with you was the right decision, maybe even the best one for them. Missing someone and wanting to be in a relationship with them, please note, are two completely different things. The real question you should be asking, the first one, is why do I care so much if my ex misses me? Seriously, just sit with this for a minute. Maybe pause this video. Why does it mean so much to you? Is it because you think they're missing you validates your worth? Is it because you need them to suffer the way you're suffering? Is it because you're using it as proof that reconciliation is still possible, so you don't have to face the reality that it actually is over? For most people, caring whether their ex misses them comes down to neediness and insecurity. It comes down to fear. They need external validation. They need to feel like they mattered. They need to believe they're still wanted, even by someone who chose to leave them. But here's what you need to understand. Whether or not your ex misses you has nothing to do with your value as a person. Nothing. Your worth just isn't determined by how much real estate you occupy in your ex's brain. It's not determined by whether they cry over old photos or casually swipe past them without feeling jack shit. You are valuable regardless of what your ex feels. And the sooner you realize and internalize that, the sooner you can stop torturing yourself with this question. Now, the second question you should focus on: am I actually compatible with this person? This is the question nobody asks or wants to ask, because it requires you to be very honest about your relationship. Really honest, and that's just really uncomfortable. Think about your actual day-to-day relationship. Not the good times, like anyone can have good times. I'm talking about the mundane, boring, regular stuff. The disagreements, the compromises, the way they handle stress, the way you communicated or didn't communicate. Were you actually compatible with your ex? Did you go in the same direction? Did you share the same values and maybe life goals? Did you want the same things in life? Like, were you both emotionally available and capable of showing up for each other? Or were you just two people who liked each other enough to overlook some major incompatibilities because, I don't know, the sex was so good and maybe you were afraid of being alone? Because the thing is, even if your ex misses you, even if they wanted to get back together, if you're fundamentally incompatible, you're just gonna break up again. You'll be right back to where you started, except you'll have wasted even more time. So stop asking if they miss you, just start asking if you were really a good fit in the first place. The third question: what am I avoiding by obsessing over my ex? And this one's deep, so please pay attention. When you're spending hours analyzing whether your ex misses you, what you're really doing is avoiding something. You're maybe avoiding the grief of accepting it's over. You're avoiding the discomfort of being alone. You are avoiding the hard work of building a life that doesn't revolve around them. Obsessing over your ex is a form of escapism, therefore. It keeps you busy. It gives you something to do with all this anxious energy. It lets you live in a fantasy world where reconciliation is maybe just around the corner, so you don't have to face the painful reality that it's probably not coming. But every hour you spend playing detective, analyzing behavior, looking for signs, obsessing, ruminating, yada yada yada, that's an hour you could have spent actually improving your life, learning something new, building your career, deepening your friendships, just working on yourself. So ask yourself, what am I running from? What painful truth am I not ready to face? Because once you stop avoiding that truth, you can actually start healing. The fourth questions: am I living my life or waiting for theirs to change? This is the most important question, so listen up. Are you actually moving forward with your life? Or are you just treading water, waiting for your ex to miss you enough to come back, to reach out maybe? Because if you're honest with yourself, you're probably gonna realize you've put your entire life on pause. You're not really dating other people, you're just going through the motions to make your ex jealous. You're not really focusing on your goals, you're just distracting yourself until they text you. Everything you're doing is perhaps still oriented around them. You're still living in their orbit, even though they've probably moved on with their life. And that's the real tragedy here. Not that your ex might not miss you, but that you're wasting precious time. Time you'll never really get back. Obsessing over someone who's probably not even thinking about you. So what can you actually do, right? Instead of asking yourself if your ex misses you and asking yourself all the questions that we went through instead, for one, accept that you probably will never know for sure. Your ex's inner emotional life is just not accessible to you. You can't read their mind. You just don't know. Then stop giving them so much power over your emotional state. Your happiness cannot be dependent on whether they're thinking about you. That's just not a sustainable way to live life. Third, redirect all that energy that you're spending on analyzing and rumination back to yourself. Ask yourself the hard questions that we went over. Compatibility, what you're avoiding, whether you're actually living your life. Focus on yourself, your growth. And fourth, assume that your ex is not coming back, and I mean it. Assume it's over for good. Not because it definitely is. They might reach out at some point. They might get back together with you. Just do this because living in that assumption forces you to actually move forward and just frees up a shit ton of mental energy that you can then channel into yourself, your growth, your life. And if they come back, right? Great. You'll be in a much stronger position to make a clear-headed decision about whether you even want to try again by that point. And if they don't, well, you're already 6 months down the road, let's say, of building a better life. So it's a win-win. That's it for now. Again, if you want my entire roadmap for getting back with an X, download my reattraction cheat sheet. Link is in the description down below this video. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.